Today I fucked up by sending a dick pic to 25 people. Actually just happened a few minutes ago at the time of writing this. I'm one of those losers who loves Snapchat streaks. I collect them diligently and keep them going with morning and night streaks every day. At this point I have streaks with about 25 people, some of them reaching almost 500 days. I say all that to set up the fact that I'm affecting several people that I've been doing this with for a long time. Today I was brewing coffee in my giant metal percolator. It's very shiny and reflective. I sometimes sleep in the nude and last night was no exception. This morning I was waiting until I had to get ready for work before I got dressed, so I was still very naked when I decided to send my daily morning streak. Today I decided to take a picture of my brewing coffee as the picture. I'm not very creative. I did so, added a couple of good morning graphics, and sent it without a second thought. Then one of my friends took a screenshot of my streak, prompting confusion. He sent it back to me and asked, "Did you mean to have your dick in the pic?" Sure enough, in the picture, my dick is clearly visible in the reflective surface of the percolator. I just sent this to 25 people and so far only a couple of them have opened it, but I now live in dread of what this day brings. Too long didn't read, sent a reflective dick pic to 25 people via Snapchat streaks and a coffee percolator. Update since everyone keeps asking. Fortunately for me but disappointingly for many of you, no one seems to notice except my friend who told me about it in the first place. At least, no one said anything to me about it so far. Lesson learned. Double edit. For those who are wondering what a streak is, it's simply when you send a snap to someone and get one in return once every 24 hours. After 3 days, you get a little number next to their name showing how many days in a row you've snapped. For those who are insulting me for being a grown man who uses Snapchat, I'm sorry that my usage of a social media app that takes perhaps 1 full minute out of my day is so annoying to you. Let people enjoy things. For those reminding me that there's no way 25 people care about what I do in the morning, I know that. You think I care about whatever bullshit they send me back. We do it to see the little number go up and get that quick dopamine rush, not because we give a shit about what coffee we're drinking. Finally, goddamn you thirsty bitches, here's the picture. It's not super noticeable unless you know it's there. Final edit. No, I will not be starting an OnlyFans. Please stop DMing me about it XD. I bro, just own it, apologize and laugh it off. Shit happens. Wait, you got 25 people who care what you do every morning and night? Or do they just reflexively open them and are perpetually disappointed? Except for obviously this morning. This is what they've been waiting for all along. Streaks is literally as long as you send one snap a day back and forth, it will count as Ops 500-day streak. There is no real reason they do this. It gives a flame emoji next to the friend's profile. My teenage daughter will snap a picture of the ceiling, caption streaks and send it to all her streak pals. It makes absolutely no sense. I think it started so you'd see who you talked to all day every day. But now they don't interact with half of these people except to continue the streak every day. I believe dicks follow the same rules as Medusa. If you see it though a reflection, it doesn't count. Everyone will be completely understanding, treat the situation with the utmost delicacy, and respect your privacy. This motherfucker uses a percolator. I say sick the fucking dogs on him. Coffee ruining, dick pic sending motherfucker. I used to keep up streaks with a bunch of friends too. They most likely aren't going to pay any mind to it or even see the picture and just gonna skip to the next one. It's what I used to do and I'm pretty sure I'll do it again lol. Don't worry, I'd say it can only go to a max of 5 people out of 25 who see your dick in the reflection. Today I fucked up by identifying the wine used in Catholic communion. This story happened in 2004, I'm posting it because I was asked to by my family. This story is told all the time in my life by my parents, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm British with a Welsh dad and Portuguese mum. Mum wanted me raised to not be a stereotypical British teenager sneaking out lying about going to a mate's house and passing out from drinking vodka in a field, so she got me drinking tiny amounts of wine at dinner time from the age of 5/6. We're talking a shot of wine, no more. They learned their lesson after I got shit-faced aged 5 off of Brandy, story in the comments. Me being autistic got super into this and wanted to try all the different red wines we had, and I asked lots of questions. It became a little special interest of mine when I was 8. For those who are unfamiliar, if you're not baptized into the church as a baby, you can do a combo baptism / first Holy Communion as a kid through Catholic school. I did this in primary school so I would have a place at the best secondary school in my city, which happened to be Catholic. Like weddings, you have a dress rehearsal for the first Holy Communion, with the priest. It's a whole goddamn mass, except instead of 300 people in the big ass church, it's the 10 or 20 people in the ceremony and family / godparents to be as well. So being a dress rehearsal, there's a full communion with the wine and wafers to be top-lad Jesus' blood and body. I was doing so good at being a normal kid during the ceremony until this part. And it was special interest activation mode. See, the priest doesn't really expect kids having communion to drink the wine, they expect you to hold the goblet and give it back. Well, not me, and not this time. I swirled that goblet, sniffed it, said wait, this is familiar, had a sip, shrieked, and turned to my parents jumping yelling, Mum, Dad, this is Blossom Hill. It's that Grenache we had last week. My parents have never been so fucking humiliated in their lives. We bailed the rehearsal, was told to be silent during the real one, and shortly moved churches. I think the priest thought I had the devil in me and was some alcoholic kid, because the bastard tried to drown me during the official baptism and there's a video of me coughing my guts up Lamau. TL, doctor. My parents got me an autistic kid to develop a special interest in wine which bit them in the ass when I got baptized and had my first communion at church. Edit, due to a comment bug the Brandy story is an addendum here. Brandy story. When I was 5, I kept getting recurrent bronchitis. It lasted over 6 months. The antibiotics just weren't curing it and they had to keep getting stronger ones. It tasted of fake banana and the texture of it was giving me autistic meltdowns. My dad could not rationalize a 5-year-old to keep taking the antibiotics, so he started experimenting to try and make it palatable. First he added sugar. Still gross. Then fruit squash. Still gross. Tried another batch with fruit juice. Even worse. At this point he was losing the will to live and probably losing interest in me living, and so desperate times call for desperate measures. The final form of this ring of fire bronchitis medicine, the secret ingredient, brandy. Lots of brandy. Did I like it? Hell no. But it knocked me out cold, so it gave him the goddamn peace and quiet he wanted. This is incredible and made me laugh so hard. I'm glad to know I'm not the only person with a childhood church wine story. I grew up Catholic too, and like you said, they don't really expect the kids to drink the wine. Not me. I would always take a big sip when I went up, and I always felt warm after. My kid brain was confused because I didn't always agree with the things I was being taught, so I questioned my belief in God, but at the same time, I was 1000% certain that warm feeling was God. Like so entirely certain. Didn't click in my brain until recently that it was the huge gulp of wine I take, and not necessarily God. I feel so silly even typing this out now, but your story reminded me so much of mine that I thought you might get a laugh out of mine too. Have you considered a career being a sommelier? You probably have a head start. I have considered it at times. I ended up doing undergraduate and postgraduate degrees in prehistoric archaeology. Stereotypical British teenager sneaking out, lying about going to a mate's house and passing out from drinking vodka in a field. That hit a bit close to home. Oh, there were lots of kids like that in my schools. We all grow up differently. Thing is, none of that crowd wanted to hang out with the autistic boffin that was me. This alcohol training was so unnecessary. My parents got me an autistic kid to develop a special interest in wine. This is why punctuation is important. I just love the lack of a comma in the too long didn't read, that makes it sounds like they gifted you an autistic child. Honey, I was the gift to my parents XD. I tell them all the time they got really lucky with me. There were blips like this where I was their worst nightmare, but I was so easy to raise. All I wanted was a quiet private space and food to read, study and play video games. That was the same from the age of 6 through to now. Never had a rebellious phase, never had an issue with grades, and you always knew where I was. I would put myself in lockdown for weeks during school holidays. So when we really were in lockdown and Boris said we had to stay at home, it was just everyday life to me. I do stay at home. I spent my furlough time replaying games of my youth and eating. Sign me up for a second lockdown. Today I fucked up by slapping my dick on the table and shouting laugh at my fiance on fact time. Okay, I just want to start this by admitting something. I am a perv. So is my fiance. It's a pretty nice yin yang thing, except we're both yangs. We make crass jokes fairly frequently, like to phone bone and our adamant millennials. It makes her cringe. Had to write it. Anyway, we've been living apart for a while as we finish college. The last couple of months have been a little rough for us though. I have been hit by not one but 2 different hurricanes and have not had power or internet until today. On top of that, my program is all gas no brakes. I've had back-to-back exams and have had practically zero interaction with my fellow yang. Today, I managed to finally gain access to the internet and was able to see her for the first time in what felt like forever. This was an exciting moment to say the least, and I wanted to make the most of it. But how would I do it? Yang didn't know I had internet access yet, so I had a couple hours to ponder and prepare before nightfall. I turned off the lights, lit a few candles and placed them on my desk. Opened my laptop and tilted the screen to the optimal angle and began the call. She answered the phone excitedly, and I greeted Yang with Wang while shouting laugh as I slapped my Jimmy Dean on the table, thus initiating our romantic rendezvous. Perfect execution. Delivered the package with more gusto than those FedEx drivers in the pornos. But here's the fuck up. There was laughter. Too much laughter for one Yang and one Wang. It happened to be one of her friend's birthdays and they were gathered around her phone to say hi. Her face was red, my boner was dead, and the call ended faster than my hopes of getting head. She texted me after, freaking out, telling me that we'll talk later. I apologized because I figured she would be alone at the time. She said her friends won't leave her alone now. I'm pretty sure they're all drunk. Her friends keep sending me small dick memes. Too long didn't read, slapped dick on table for funny sexy time, got laughed at by her friends and am currently getting more small dick memes than a jockey private detective. Update, holy shit guys, thought my alarm was going off, but no, it's just this post is blowing up at 4 in the morning. Thank you all for the awards and comments. It's been a pleasure reading them and it is honestly just a great all-around experience. But none of you care about thanks. I'm not as small-brained as you might think. I know why you're here. You have questions, I have answers. 1. Let me hijack my own post real quick. The city of Lake Charles really got hit hard by these hurricanes. Pretty much the entire southwestern portion of the state suffered heavy damages. What has been shown in media isn't comparable to what it has been like in person. So, please show some love to the area if you can. 2. Yes, Jacksepticeye's famous laugh meme was the inspiration behind my mating call. Maybe one day he'll read this and think about my wonderful use of the English language. 3. Her friends sobered up and stopped sending me memes. Honestly think they might have just ran out for the time being. Yang calmed down and laughed about it. She said that her friends were just busting my balls because got a full view of them. I was not nearly as amused. 4. Lastly, as far as size goes, I will not confirm or deny anything. My fiance and unfortunately now her friends will be the only ones privy to that info. So I'll play the proverbial cock tease. But all good teases have to please at least a little. So, I'll leave you with another silly rhyme. Is it big or is it little? Something huge or a tiny skittle? Long, hard, short, hard, thick like a tire or thin as a card? Honestly it doesn't matter. Work with what you have, and give them a good splatter. Edit, spelling.